Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a trade I took on GBPUSD last week, separate to the other one that I made a video on. This was my favorite trade of the week. It was absolutely flawless. The entry was perfect. Pretty much completely no drawdown and some very nice profits secured. So let's get into it. So this trade was entirely taken from the 30-minute time frame and down. It uses the 30-minute range. If we are here on the 30-minute time frame right now, what I mean by the range is marking out the swing low and the swing high on the 30-minute chart here. You'll see that the whole trade took place within this. Okay, so that's all we need. We don't need to go to super high time frames for these intraday movements. If we know, where price is likely to go today, that is all we need to find a profitable opportunity today. Okay. So here we go. We've got the swing low, we've got the swing high marked up, and essentially what we can see is a large bullish drive, which would therefore leave open this demand zone. A large bullish drive to the upside, a large imbalance left open, and then we topped out at the swing high, and we slowly started coming down. Okay, so we first of all made this higher low, then we actually broke that with a lower low. So we've got this nice, interesting break of structure to focus on. And obviously with this imbalance that we have left open, and this high interest demand zone down here, which hasn't yet been retested, we can expect that if the structure is telling us, the market could come down and trade into this region. Okay, so where price is right now, if we scale it in even more, we will see that we came up, formed a high, then we had a lower low, lower high, lower low. This one was very important because it broke that previous low there. And then once again, what did we have? We had another break of structure here as well with this push down. Scaling it to the 15-minute time frame to focus on the time price action that really matters. We're essentially seeing lower lows, lower highs forming. Okay, we've got the high point, we have a lower high, we also have a lower high here. But what do we also have just above that lower high? We have an imbalance left open into a supply zone up here. Okay, so what I'm anticipating, based on the fact that we are continually breaking new structure lows and we do have imbalance left open into this demand zone, is a rollover. I'm looking for the market to actually find a top in this supply zone and then roll over to the downside. Now this trade was executed on the very low time frames, so what I'm going to do is scale it down to the time frames that I used. Here we are on the 5-minute time frame. What the 5-minute time frame shows is a very clear imbalance, and into that a very clear supply zone. Now if we look, we do have more imbalance here, so the supply zone I'm focused on is this 5-minute extreme supply zone at the high of the move. As we can see, the high of this supply zone comes in around the 1.38644 level. The low of the zone is around 1.38590. So at this point, I've got myself a nice supply zone that I'm expecting price to react into. Now I've refined that supply zone on the 5-minute time frame, and what I'll be happy to do from here is execute a risk entry. Okay, we have structure in our favor, we have the higher time frame imbalance, and we have a very clear target that hasn't yet been retested. So it's very, very likely that before the market goes up, it's likely to continue these breaks of structure and actually pull the market to the downside. Now this here as a break of structure does not bother me one bit because we do have imbalance here. So it's very likely that even in a bearish market, this high was going to be taken. There's no reason for this to be the top of this movement. It's very much more likely, very more practical to actually focus on the supply zone through the imbalance as the real rollover point for the market. So what I went ahead and did was activate a short order, a sell limit, and I shared this with my community as well. We had a entry at 1.38620. We had a 5-pip stop loss at 1.38670, which just about clears the top of this wick. And then the target for the original position was down at 1.37835, just into that demand zone, which if we scale back to that previous price action there on the 15-minute time frame, you will see that that is the refined 15-minute zone, and the target is just on the top of that. So back to the 5-minute chart then. Let's allow the trade to play out. Now this was a 0.5% risk position, and you'll see we had one of the most flawless entries that I've got over the past few weeks. Straight tap in and then a big meltdown. Now I actually closed my position around 7.25R, which is a very nice profit, but as you can see, the overall target for this trade was 15R. Now the reason I took the profits was we did have a very big trade towards the start of the week. We're closing in on 10% for the week here by this point, and for me, there is no need to be holding out the position all the way on a Friday, moving into New York session when I really want to just go and begin enjoying the weekend. We will see that the trade did indeed come all the way down and fulfill that larger target after a little bit of a movement back and forth. But we did come through, we did tap into that target, and that just shows the precision and the capability of the trades we take. Okay, an intraday opportunity executed in London session, closing out for plus 15.7R by the end of the day. So as you can see, we had a very, very precise entry. And the reason that that entry was so precise is because we set it at the midpoint of that supply zone. Okay, and we were just about tapped in on the midpoint of that supply zone, perhaps around half a pip to 1 pip underneath that zone, just to account for spreads. So if we scale it out to the 10-minute chart, there you go. You can see the full position. I've shown you why we took the trade, the low time frame structure leading into a demand zone, an imbalance still left open in this region here. I've showed you how I took the trade by finding the low time frame supply area and using the midpoint of that zone for my entry with a stop loss just over that 5-minute, 10-minute swing high there. And I've showed you how we actually manage the trade, closing it early on a Friday so we can go and enjoy the weekend because we've secured a very large amount of profit in the week. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope you found some value in the lesson that I've shared with you today. If you want to get everyday trading alerts and learn my smart money trading approach, head over to the link in the description, visit my website, and become a member of my trading team. I have a trading community where I share all of my trades, and I even have a trading course for those who are more serious about it and want to learn the whole strategy as well. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the community.